So first and foremost, let me just say, I think I was told that DJ and I'm sorry, I apologize if I can't remember the other person. Um, Dean, I'm not sure. But if it was you guys who helped push my channel this morning to where I woke up with 997, I believe it was, or 96.
I was frozen. I was frozen.
And at the moment, I'm sitting at 999. It's fluctuated twice where I actually hit the 1K. Um, but easy come, easy go. No, you're good, you're good.
Thank you.
But right now, my daughter and her family, we are here at the Riverwalk.
Keep an eye on the turtles.
Stay away from the edge, please. You guys make me nervous when you get to the edge. Stay away from the edge. And where we were at, so if you guys ever find yourself at the Riverwalk, literally just around the corner where I started the live stream, we were at a donut place called Voodoo Donuts. I mean, they have such a wide array of flavors, a lot of your standards, yes, but then they've got some cool names and toppings. One of them was called the Old Dirty Bastard. But yeah, but it's called, if you want to get an idea of what it looks like and the type of toppings they have and the fun names that they have, is go check it out. But it's called Voodoo Donut here in San Antonio. But all right, so we are walking the Riverwalk, and I believe my daughter said that we might be doing the boat ride, so woohoo! But if you're just popping in, happy Sunday. Thank you for joining. I am doing a live stream from the Riverwalk here in San Antonio. Looking like a lot of ducks. Okay, there's only two I see, but it's a beautiful Sunday. Honestly, I don't need to be in the sun any more than I was yesterday because I suffered. My feet suffered, actually. My feet are sunburned, and to dehydration, especially my left foot is swollen. But yeah, I'm out here walking and gonna enjoy this little mini vacation. But if you're here, thank you, Hoffaday. Oh, look at that. This is also a place we see here in Texas, but Bubba Gump. It's a restaurant here in Texas. Several of my family members have visited that restaurant when in Galveston, I believe, when they were on their way to a cruise. You need to pay attention where you're going and not trying to jump into the live stream. You understand me? Yeah, my eldest granddaughter right here. She knew that I was going live, and so she's doing what she can to be in it. Under one of the many walk paths up there. But yes, this right here the riverboat that's they offer cruises here.
Make sure I'm skinny.
I've done the boat cruise on here before, but my daughter wants to take the entire family on the mini boat tour. I don't know exactly which bridge is the one, but one of these bridges is where they shot the scene in Selena. It's overflowing. But like I said, it was one of these overpass.
You need to make sure everyone hears that. If you find yourself in the river, stand up, walk out. It's mostly beautiful.
If you find it, that's a good note. Say hi. So if you ever find yourself in the river, stand up. Because apparently it is only 3 to 4 feet.
Now you say hi.
Why? Where's Terrence?
Right there.
Sorry. Oh, there he is.
Oh, you really can't see that. Everything's in front of you.
My son-in-law's down there. Oh, wait, no. We got a nice stranger getting ready to take our photo. Go over here. Mila, over here.
Guys, ready, set.
Everybody look at. Oh, that was so very nice. Thank you. Sweet stranger taking our photo. Huh? Can't help it. I'm live streaming. But there we go. That hotel right here, I believe it's
I know what you have.
it says the Courtyard. Oh, no, that's the one that's across the way. This hotel, I don't know. Watch your step. Where is the you are here? Oh, it's the circle. Where's the circle? I don't see the circle. I don't see the circle. Okay, hold on. Excuse me.
We'll just get them right now.
Oh yeah, but were y'all planning on sticking on the Riverwalk for a while? Well, today we're doing everybody's boat tickets and then $100 plus each, just $10 per person out the window. How many of
Okay.
y'all is
A 7.
7? Yeah. $70 instead of paying 50 a person. Getting 7 boat tickets and then $100 plus each. Everybody see the window. But you guys familiar with the window?
Yeah.
We're having an open house inside the mall, showing off the boat. I think we also have 5 and 3. So after y'all get out, we'll give everybody the boat tickets and $100 and
Okay. Thank you.
All right, thank you. No, there's usually a couple of hours,
Yeah. We'll,
but it's up to you guys.
we'll wing it. We have to kind of see what time
Yeah, they trying to snag us. Gift shop. This is what we're gonna try and do is the boat cruise for the Riverwalk. Whew.
Do you have any kids less than 5? Yes. How many? 3. Anybody senior military local resident? No, sir. Do you have military IDs? Yeah.
You need to see all of ours?
All the adults.
I haven't a military ID. Oh, I left it at home.
And here is mine.
Thank you. It was 6 tickets total? Yes. No, 7. 6 military, 1 child would be 91.47. Was it cash or card? Card. This tab right here. Did you have any strollers? No. Usually every 20 minutes or so, it's a first come, first served basis. Anytime before 10, just hop on line right after.
Man, it is.
You get 2 seats at the bottom.
Hey, Mikey. So we're here at the Riverwalk, and we just, my daughter just purchased tickets for the boat cruise, the boat tour that they do on the Riverwalk. How's it going, Mikey? Thank you for popping in.
There's 16 a person. You guys ready for the ride? Guys, you guys tickets?
Grayson,
It'll be from Maine, so a second.
you just stay up here, baby. So now we're about to go on a, that's St. Mary's Catholic Church. Only church on the river.
Right.
You worked earlier. I'm sunburned. My feet are sunburned. You see that? And I'm a little dehydrated also, so my left foot is also swollen. Oh, here comes the boat. Here comes the boat. Yes. Uh-oh. This way, Grayson.
And then how many are doing an onboarding?
Oh.
She's taking a photo.
Guys, turn around.
Everybody say cheese.
Turn around, Grayson. Turn around, that way.
Hi, buddy. Come here. Come over here.
Grayson, bring your mom.
Do you guys come a little bit closer?
Closer.
Should be good.
Come to the front, girls.
All right. Guys, all set? And 1, 2, 3. Perfect. Thank you so much, guys.
Thank you.
Uh-huh. And now I'll have you two separate.
Right ahead, ladies and gentlemen, please.
Sit right there. Sit right there. Ari, sit right there. No, no, no. On the chair.
Oh, so hot. So hot.
So you guys get to enjoy this cruise with us. Oh, that is really pretty. That's interesting. That is really interesting. Is that what I'm smelling? Yeah.
Wait, can I smell? Can I smell?
It is hot.
Oh, yeah.
Got my little fan.
Mom, can I smell? Don't smell good. Nope.
Say hi. Yeah, I know that's me. Hi. This is the live stream. She wants to show off. Kiara wants to show off that she can blow bubbles now. I don't have a lot in right now, but they've been popping in and out. Look at that flower.
Don't smell good. Come on.
So now we're just waiting on more people to fill the empty seats, which I believe we have 2 more seats that we can fill.
There's other ones on that side too.
Huh? Oh, okay.
I got burgers.
Yay. All right, so which way are we going? We going that way?
I'm glad I ate something.
Hey. Oh, yeah.
Meow, meow.
Oh, let's get yours. Walmart? Oh, okay. That sounds nice. I mean, that feels nice.
Alrighty. Mic check. Can everybody hear me?
Yeah.
Okay.
Good day, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the San Antonio River Cruises. We're going to be together for about 2.5 miles, 30 to 35-minute ride, all over the downtown and San Antonio area. And since we're going to be together for quite a while, how about I introduce myself? So, ladies and gents, I am Leo. I'm your Captain Leo. I'm going to be your boat captain for today. And I do have to go over a few safety rules, so I do ask for everyone's attention. So, rule number 1, let's go ahead and remain seated throughout the boat ride. Parents, I need your help with this one. If you have children, please have them remain seated at all times or have them on your lap. Number 2, no smoking on the ride. That's going to include cigarettes, e-cigarettes, and vaping. Number 3, let's go ahead and keep all of our personal belongings and body parts inside the ride. And number 4, if you happen to find yourself outside of the ride, like in the river, what are you going to do, sir?
Scream.
You're going to stand up. You don't have to swim. Because this river is only about 3 to 4 feet deep. It is literally not deep at all. Just stand and walk out, or I can throw you a never before used life preserver. But now that I got these rules out of the way, let's go ahead and start the tour with to my left. Look to my left, we're going to find a white hotel called La Omni Mansion. La Omni Mansion started off as a school in 1853, founded by 4 acolytes from the Society of Mary, and it was called St. Mary's School for Boys, and then St. Mary's School of Law, and then St. Mary's School on the River, until 1966. Because in 1966, a former student came back and bought that building right there, transforming it into the hotel we see today. But if you want to pursue your law degree here in the city of San Antonio, well, you can, because St. Mary's University is still around, but 1 year of tuition can go up to $69,000. Now when we pass this bridge, I want everyone to go ahead and take a look to my left. But when you look to my left, look as high as you can, because we're going to find an optical illusion. So look to my left and look up high, what do we see? Very solid looking building, right? That is the former Nix Hospital. The former Nix Hospital opened up in 1930, and it is one of the first full-service medical centers with air conditioning in the nation. And it gave birth to quite a few celebrities that some of you have probably heard of. So for example, Carol Burnett was born in there.
Oh, wow.
Megan Thee Stallion was also born in there.
Really?
And even your boat captain was born in there. The next did unfortunately closed down in 2019, but it will soon be turned into another hotel. But let's look right in front of us up high. Up high we're going to find a white hotel called the Hyatt Regency. Now the Hyatt Regency is a 16-story hotel built in 1981. And I don't know about John, but if I was building a hotel on the river in 1981, then I would make it just a little bit taller than 16 stories. So why is it so short? Well, the reason why is because of a federal law. So on the other side of that building there is a war memorial. Now, would anyone know what war memorial that may be? It is the Alamo. And so the Hyatt Regency was too tall, it would cast a shadow over the Alamo. And it is illegal in the United States of America for any building to cast a shadow over a war memorial. But if you want to get to the Alamo from the Riverwalk, go ahead and take a look to my left. Look to my left at that staircase. Go up those stone stairs, take a left. It's on the other side of the Hyatt Regency. It's literally just 1 block down. But let's look to my right. To my right, we're going to find a red structure called the San Antonio Casino Club Building. This casino club building was brought up from the merging of two German companies in 1927, and they were the San Antonio Club and then the Casino Association. But of course, it's no longer your normal casino. First 2 floors is a restaurant. On top is apartments. And if you want to live in those apartments, well, you actually can. The rent is not that bad in my opinion, because it only goes up to $600 a month for 700 square feet. But there is a 2-year waiting list.
Wow.
Now, right now we are in River Square. River Square is all around us. The most popular spot on the river. Why? Look around you, what do you see? You see restaurants. You see bars. What do you do when you get hungry? You go look for the food. But what if I told you that when this Riverwalk was finished being built in 1941, not a single soul dared establish their business on the river? Why? Well, think of it like this. Would you put your establishment right next to a body of water that may or may not flood? Probably not, right? But the original architect behind the Riverwalk, his name was Robert Hudson. Robert Hudson designed the Riverwalk in a way where it wouldn't flood. The only problem was he had to kind of prove that point. He had to show everyone that it really wouldn't flood. And so he decided to just move his personal office to the river to prove this point. And if you look to my right at the cylindrical building, then you're going to find Robert Hudman's initials, which spell R.H.H. Hudman, and then architect.
It's smoky.
You see it right there?
Smoky.
And now it did take a while for restaurants to start popping up on the river, but the very first restaurant is actually right in front of us to the right with the umbrellas. And it is Casa Rio. Casa Rio opened up in 1946, and when they opened up, they quickly found out that their restaurant couldn't hold all their patrons. So they started putting tables on the river, making it the first restaurant to offer riverside dining, and then they became the first restaurant to offer dining on the barges. If you're looking for some authentic Mexican food, there's your restaurant. But something you should always ask yourself is, how do I know the food I'm eating is authentic? Well, I can prove it to you with Casa Rio's case. Because the owners of that establishment, where do y'all think they're from? They're from Germany. But I'm gonna give you a pop quiz. Let's see who's the brightest cookie on the right. So raise your hand if you think the San Antonio River is natural. Anybody? Oh, there you go. Got one. Got two. Raise your hand if you think the river is man-made. Raise your hand if you think the river is natural and man-made. This river is 90% natural and 10% man-made, and a good chunk of that 10% is right in front of us. Because we just entered the man-made extension extended in 1968 for the World's Fair. Well, why was the river extended for the World's Fair? Well, when the World's Fair came to the city, basically nobody knew the city even existed. It wasn't even on the map. And so the World's Fair was an excellent opportunity to show it off, but there was a problem. And that problem was that the World's Fair was being hosted too far east directly in front of the ride, while the original river was too far west right behind it. And so the city decided to secure $7.5 million it carved the entire river a fourth of a mile east directly in front of the boat. So that people can go to the World's Fair, go downstairs, hang out, get a drink, and then a bite to eat, and they took water taxis to their hotel. So speaking of hotel, look directly in front of us up high. Up high we're finding a tall hotel with big red letters that spells Marriott. Can y'all see the Marriott up there? And well, the Marriott is the first 1,000 room hotel built in the city, and it was built in 1988. But 3 years before the Marriott was there, 3 years before in 1985, there was a 3-story abandoned hotel on the exact same property as the Marriott, and it was called the Fairmont. And so the Marriott really wanted to get rid of that old Fairmont hotel to make way for the new Marriott hotel, except they really couldn't, as the Fairmont was just too historically significant to the city. So they had to somehow preserve the Fairmont, and preserve it they did, y'all, by doing the only logical thing. And that logical thing was to pick up the 160,000 ton Fairmont hotel off its foundation, put it on trucks on wheels filled with air, and move the entire building half a mile south to South Alamo and Nueva Street, where you can go find it today. The moving of the Fairmont is in the Guinness Book of World Records for heaviest building moved on wheels. And it was such a big deal that many locals came to the river just to set up their lawn chairs and watch that building move 1 inch every hour. Let's look directly in front of us. What are we looking at?
So,
The new grown town. She is made out of 72 pieces of polished stone, concrete, and marble. And her English name is Stargazer, while her Spanish name is Citlali. Why does she have a Spanish name? Well, because she's Mexican. She was given to us by a Mexican artist named Pedro Reyes in 2022. And it is up for interpretation what she's looking at through that star. I've had people say she's looking at the sun, the moon, maybe even the Alamo. But none of them are correct and none of them are incorrect because, as I said, it is completely left up for interpretation. Alright. Where was the World's Fair hosted back in '68? That's a really good question, right? Well, guess what? I know the answer to the question. It was hosted right in front of us, right over here. This is literally the reason they extended the river. But did they host it outside? No. They had pavilions scattered throughout this entire part of the river as it has got insanely hot. But also they created a convention center which still stands today. Look in front of you, look to the left, look to the right, you're going to find a convention center, and it's called the Henry B. Gonzalez Convention Center, named after Henry B. Gonzalez. Who is he? Well, he was a San Antonio hero who fought for civil rights in this city, and became the first Mexican-American in Congress in the United States, who served from 1961 all the way to 1999, and then he kept it in the bloodline because his son took his exact seat in the year 2000 when he retired. But why don't we go ahead and take a look to my top left. To my top left, we're going to see probably one of the most popular spots of the convention center. And we're looking at a mosaic called The Confluence of Civilization, which was given to us for the 1968 World's Fair. That mosaic up there was made by a Mexican artist named Juan O'Forman, and it beautifully depicts the entire history of our city with all these tiny little details, which I'm going to try to go over. So look to the left side of the mosaic. Left side, we're going to find the city's Native American ancestors, evolving into the Mexicans, and then transforming into the modern day Tejano. But then, why don't you direct your attention towards the right side of the mosaic? Look to the right, and you're going to find the city's European influence. And with the Europeans are things they brought from the old world. So you're going to find the horse, religion, and then the plague. And in the middle, you're going to find Adam and Eve with the sun of the future. The sun of the future is supposed to represent humanity's progress into the future. And the most fascinating thing about that mosaic up there is that it is made out of 400,000 individual, naturally colored stones, all collected in Guanajuato, Mexico. They were collected, assembled into 601 inch tiles, so the size of a thumb. And they brought the tiles and assembled them right up there, and it took 6 months to make. But who remembers the story of the Fairmont? 160,000 ton hotel that got picked up and moved half a mile south. Because if you do, look directly in front of the boat at the Market Street Bridge. They moved that hotel across the bridge. But the city did take its precautions because this bridge was not meant to hold the weight of an entire building. They put wooden stilts all underneath the bridge to make sure it could actually hold and not just stand. Look to my left at the wall. When you look at the wall, look a little bit up high, and we're going to find a thin crevice that connects the wall to the bridge. Can y'all see the crevice? Now, when they moved the Fairmont, they got the bright idea of putting wine bottles in between the crevice. Because if any of those bottles broke or cracked from the pressure of the Fairmont, it just meant this bridge could not hold the weight of an entire building. And when those bottles broke and cracked, and the Fairmont is hanging out half a mile south as the South Amo and Nova Street to this day. But it's time we talk about San Antonio. Who is San Antonio? What does he have to do with this river? And what's up with his name? Because his name has a lot of meaning to it. And if I'm going to explain that meaning, then I have to give you a quick Spanish lesson. So who's ready for a quick Spanish lesson with Capitan Leonel? That's really good. It's very easy. So whenever you see a city or a building with the name San in front of it, so here's a very good example for you. Have you heard of a small town on the west coast called San Francisco? Pretty small. It just means it's named after a saint. So San Antonio, Saint Anthony. Same thing, just different language. So who is Saint Antonio? Who is Saint Anthony? He's right here with us. Not spiritually, but literally. Look directly in front of us. Right in front of us is a green statue of a man in front of some palm trees. Can y'all see him? That's San Antonio. San Antonio de Padua, born in the 1300s in Lisbon, Portugal. He is the saint of Portugal, and that statue there was given to us by the Portuguese in 1968 for the World's Fair. So why is this river named after a person who never even stood foot in the Americas? Well, the reason why is because when the Spanish settlers arrived to this river in 1691, they coincidentally arrived on June 13, 1681. And June 13th in the Catholic calendar is the day of San Antonio. It is the feast of St. Anthony, which is celebrated throughout the entire world. But this river wasn't always called the San Antonio River. It was originally called the Yanaguana River. Yanaguana translates the river of peaceful waters or spirit waters. And that name was given to it by the Native Americans that lived here. And they were called the Payayas. And now the Payayas were very religious because they believed that humanity sprouted from this very river thousands of years ago. It was more or less like their version of the Garden of Eden. And while we're on the topic of religion, look to my top right. Top right side, we're going to find the top of a church called St. Joseph's Catholic Church. Can y'all see it up there? Now, St. Joseph's was founded in 1868 by incoming German immigrants. And I'm sure a lot of you have noticed that I've been talking quite a bit about Germans throughout the ride. So, that kind of begs the question, why are they here? Well, the reason they're here is because shortly after Mexican independence in 1821, basically nobody lives in modern-day Texas, y'all. And to give y'all context, according to the 1830 census, there were only about 4,000 Hispanics in all of Texas. So it was very empty, right? And so the Mexican government wanted to change this. They wanted to create a frontier between them and the United States. So they sent out a worldwide invitation telling everyone, hey, come to Texas because this land is super cheap, super fertile, come by, start a new life. And so this attracted hundreds of thousands of immigrants from all over the world, specifically Europeans, specifically Germans. And for the majority of the 1800s, the number one incoming immigrant population in Texas was German, followed by French, followed by Eastern Europeans, and then followed by Mexicans. Population got so high that for almost a decade, the number one spoken language in this city was not Spanish or English, but it was German. But alright, let's go back to the year 1968. 1968 is when the World's Fair came, and it was a very big deal. Why? Well, because the city was expecting 7 million visitors, while only 600,000 residents. You're probably going to book the hotel. But the city didn't do that. Not until 1967 when it was almost too late. Because in 1967, a gentleman by the name of H.B. Zachary built a 500-room hotel in less than a year here on the river. But how? Well, before I tell you how, look directly behind me up high. Right up high, we're going to get an angle of a red sculpture called the Torch of Friendship. The torture picture was given to us by the Mexican government in 2002. It is supposed to represent the peace and coexistence between the United States and Mexican cultures and our governments and peoples. And it's supposed to be two hands going like this. Alright, how they built that 500-room hotel? Let's go back to that story. Well, they built the first 4 floors of the hotel on the river like any other hotel. But 9 miles down, H.V. Zachary owned a factory where he was assembling concrete cubes. And in those cubes were entire hotel rooms. So they had TVs, beds, radios, nightstands, wallpapers, carpets, and even Bibles on the nightstands next to the beds. And then they transported all of these fully furnished concrete cubes to the downtown area and started stacking them on top of the first 4 floors that they built on the river, kind of like Lego. What hotel am I talking about? To my left. To my left up high, we're going to see that hotel. And it is called the Hilton Palacio del Rio. Built in a record-breaking 202 working days. Folks, that's less than 8 months. They built that hotel faster than human. Look at the first 4 floors and you're going to see a normal looking hotel. Look on top of the first 4 floors and you're going to see all the concrete cubes carefully stacked on top of each other. And so the real question is, how did they do it so fast? Because they actually built it ahead of schedule. Well, the original plan was to stack just 10 cubes a day with a crane. But the guy stacking the cubes got very good at it, so they started stacking 32 cubes a day. And accidentally built a record-breaking hotel on the river. And so let's look directly in front of us. Right in front of us, we're going to find an area called La Villita. La Villita means little village in Spanish, and this is basically where the city started. Because in 1722, Spanish soldiers that were stationed at the Alamo lived in La Villita with their loved ones. Fast forward to today, you're going to find beautiful art galleries, restaurants, local shops, live music. And a good chunk of the live music is performed right in front of us because we're looking at the Arneson River Theater. Arneson River Theater was made in 1941 and designed by an architect named Edwin Arneson. It has an 800-person venue. And why don't we look to my right at the stage? Because if that stage right there maybe rings a bell to some of you, well, that is because that is where Sandra Bullock filmed her swimsuit scene in the movie Miss Congeniality. And right now we're going through La Rosita Bridge. This bridge right in front of us is named after a Rosita Fernandez. She was a Tejano singer and pioneer who actually performed on the Ernst stage for 25 years. Every Sunday for 25 years, and she inspired many young artists such as the young Selena. But look to my right. To my right, we're going to find the Briscoe Western Art Museum. The Briscoe opened up in 2013 and is named after former Texas Governor Saul Briscoe Jr. However, this building to my right does date back all the way to 1930. In 1930, it was the original San Antonio Public Library, which was funded by a Scottish immigrant named Andrew Carnegie. The library later relocated in 1968, and then it became the San Antonio Circus Museum. But if you go to the Briscoe today, you're going to find a very cool interpretation of the American West, Santa Ana sword, and even one of Pancho Villa's last remaining saddles. Alright, let's remember to remain seated. We're going underneath the lowest hanging bridge on this river. But while we go underneath the bridge, let's talk about it. It's very interesting. So this bridge here is made out of cast iron, and it is a rivet bridge. What is a rivet? Look at the bridge, and you're going to find all these bolts holding the bridge together. That's a rivet. And this makes it very rare because this is one of 3 surviving rivet bridges on the river, 1 of 5 in Texas, and 1 of 10 in the United States. So as riveting as it is, it really is just a bridge. So look to my right. To my right, in between the 3 trees, we're going to find a black sculpture with some hands and arrows next to a bench. Can y'all see it there? So right now we're looking at Father Massanet's table. Father Massanet's table commemorates the first Spanish Mass held here in San Antonio in 1691. But everyone keep looking to my right and look down. Look down and we're going to find some roots down here. Can y'all see them? If you want to stand up for a better look, that's perfectly fine. But those roots down here that are carved by this tree, they carve out a heart-shaped island called Marriage Island. And the reason it's called Marriage Island is because on average about 300 couples get married on that island back there every year. So that's about every other day. But to give you a personal note, in one of my 6-hour shifts, I actually witnessed 4 marriages on that island back there in the span of 6 hours. So sometimes it's a lot more common than you think. Alright, but I'm gonna ask y'all a question. When y'all to San Antonio, was there a building that you saw that made you go like, wow, like, that's like a really nice building? Do you have a favorite building? Does anybody have one of those? I have one. I'm gonna show it to y'all. I don't like to gatekeep. So, when we pass all of these trees around us, I'm gonna go ahead and need y'all to direct your attentions. By the way, get your phones and cameras ready. Direct your attention towards my top left side. Wow. Looking at the Tower Life building. The Tower Life was constructed in 1929 by father-son duo, Robert and Atlee Ayers. It cost $3 million to fund, 1 year to make. And why don't we look at the top of the Tower Life building? Because if you look at the way top, then you're going to find gargoyles. Can y'all see them? But once you found the gargoyles, go ahead and direct your attention towards the way bottom part of the building. Once again, look all the way to the bottom and look for the first story windows. Because if you look at the first story windows and look slightly above them, you're going to find grotesque faces.
Oh, wow.
So can y'all see these faces? So why are there faces and gargoyles on the building? Well, the reason why is because the original owners of the Tower Life, their names were the Smith brothers. And the Smith brothers were very superstitious, because they believed that those faces and gargoyles would ward off bad business and evil spirits. And it worked so well that 3 months after the Tower Life opened up, the stock market crashed and the United States caused the Great Depression. And so the Smith brothers went broke and sold the Tower Life for only $236,000. So let's look right in front of us. Right in front of us, we're finding a red structure called the Bexar County Courthouse. The Bexar County Courthouse is the longest continuously run courthouse in the state of Texas, and inside it is a museum, so you should check it out because it is free. But let's backtrack a little bit. Let's look directly behind me at the Tower Life. Because if you look at the Tower Life from this angle and use your imagination, then you will see that it kind of looks like a ship coming straight at us. What do y'all think? Alright, that's good. And just a heads up, y'all, right now I'm at a blind spot, so I have to honk my horn just to make sure no one's coming through here, so I'll give you a warning. And it looks like we're pretty good to go, so let's go ahead and proceed forward through Floodgate 4. Right now we're going through Floodgate, and we're going to go ahead and take a right, because if I were to take a left, then we would experience a 20-foot drop down Nueva Street Dam. You can raise your hand if you want to go down that drop. Put your hand down, young lady. That's a bad idea. It's a bad idea because if we went down that drop, then we would end up in the Gulf. Why would we end up in the Gulf? Well, because this river right here is 246 miles long. Remember, it's natural. But of course, there's man-made bits here and there, and there's even a very man-made portion. This part of the river is actually artificial. It's dug out, and it's a flood channel made to prevent floods.
Oh, yep, if you guys
But
can
another
see
thing
it,
that was made to prevent
this is
floods
also set up like what they have in
is
Paris,
the
I
Riverwalk.
believe, where
Why
you
do
put
we have a
padlocks
Riverwalk?
all along.
Well, because in 1921,
sides.
San Antonio suffered the most disastrous flood in the city's history to this day, and that is not an exaggeration, because it cost millions of dollars in damages, killed 202 people, and it was reported that this river rose 9 feet, but not 9 feet on top of us. It actually rose 9 feet on top of the street level on top of us. And so the city desperately needed a flood control.
Wow.
And in 1927, a 27-year-old by the name of Robert Husband went ahead and proposed the Riverwalk, arguing that it would allow commercial development while preventing future floods and allowing the natural ecosystem to flourish. And then obviously we got the Riverwalk. But it wasn't finished until 1941 since the Great Depression was going on. And R.H.H. Husband, Robert Husband, is considered the father of the river. But look directly in front of us. Right in front of us, we're going to look at the oldest and tallest cypress tree on the river. It is 90 feet tall and over 400 years old, and it's called the Ben Milam tree. Ben Milam, a Colonel Benjamin Milam who escaped Mexican imprisonment. He escaped Mexican imprisonment and he made his way to San Antonio, only to discover that this city had just been taken by Mexican forces. So Ben Milam decided to rally 300 Texian soldiers to take the city back. And when he made his way to San Antonio, he actually discovered that he had just been taken by Mexican forces. So he decided to rally 300 Texian soldiers to take the city back. And on the first day of the siege, Ben Milam was on the other side of the river at the courthouse waiting for his men. Waiting for Ben Milam was a Mexican sniper on that really tall tree. Who can guess what that Mexican sniper did to Ben Milam? He died. But 4 days later, his men were able to retake San Antonio, and a year later, Texas seceded from Mexico, birthing a new country called the Republic of Texas, which lasted from 1836 to 1845. And then on top of us is another floodgate, y'all. This is floodgate number 3. This actually is called the guillotine gate. If you know what a guillotine is, you know what I mean. It goes down like a guillotine, but it doesn't slam down. It takes about 8 minutes for it to go down, and it prevents excess water from the flood channel right behind us from entering the Riverwalk right in front of us. But alrighty. Is this part of the river that's familiar to y'all? That's because we are reaching the unfortunate end of our ride. But I do have a few more things to say. Everyone, let's go ahead and remain seated while I dock and secure the boat. Because I will let you know when it is safe to stand and hop out. So once again, let's remain seated. Let's be a little bit patient. Another thing, everyone, let's make sure everything is honest. And that includes your wallet, back, your purses, your keys, your kids, your wives, your husbands, parents, boyfriends, girlfriends. All of the above. Make sure it's on you. And I got one more thing for y'all. And everyone please look at me. Because if y'all enjoy the ride, then tips are allowed, accepted, and of course, very much appreciated. But I do appreciate y'all. So everyone, do me a favor and watch your steps when you hop off the ride. If you have any questions or want to take pictures on the boat, you're more than welcome to do so. And everyone, I really hope you found this last 35 minutes very relaxing. Hope you all made some really good memories and got some really good pictures. And of course, have an amazing day in the city. Have an amazing life. And have safe travels.
Yeah, stop here in the shade. Stop in the shade. I don't know how hot it is, but it is hot, especially when you're in the sun. You want to give each of the kids $1 to put into the tip jar? Here, I want you to put this in the tip jar and say, thank you, excellent job. Okay? All right, so we are heading off. Oh, thank you. Whew, it is hot. It is hot, hot, hot. And then we got people trying to get us to buy stuff. There's the kids putting in their tips. Thank you. Come on, guys. I actually like that. Oh.
There's more in the back as well if you want to check it out. So it is going to be a package. You have to purchase it, but it does come with the 4 physical photos, plus some of the digital downloads, that's not enough copies. Also comes with the
Hey. Stay in front of us. Stay in front of us. Sorry, guys.
Sorry, there's not a lot of room around here.
That's actually came out.
It's going to be $35 for the whole package today. Like I said, it comes with the large one front, 3 small ones on the back, and unlimited digital downloads, so that's not enough copies.
You said unlimited. Oh, online?
Yeah, so those don't expire. You can like download them, print them out, do whatever you want.
How do we pay for it?
We can take either cash or card or tab, whatever's easier for y'all.
Where do we do that?
We can do it right over here.
Okay.
Just sit up.
All right, I'll do it.
You want to do it?
Yeah.
Just get you set up real fast. have fun on the tour? Yeah?
Here, Ari, hold this.
Yeah.
Don't face it towards you or your sisters.
You
Okay.
still have a lot of sparkles left over there.
And don't move the phone too fast.
I like.
Alright, and then whenever you're ready, you can go ahead and tap or insert. You're good.
So yeah, I have the phone
Oh, you
right
can see
now.
the picture.
I got the bunny from the.
Oh, I
I
love
got
that.
the gum.
Oh, that sounds good.
No, it's the gum that has the stomach.
Yeah? That was really good.
And I love it. Because
Yeah? Oh, man, you guys are spoiled. Now I want a donut. See? That's what happens. What y'all gonna do today, the rest of the day, huh? You know?
So you see there,
Eat more donuts?
there's little lights. So when it's dark outside, they shine the lights.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, the big one's gonna be a little bit hard.
So now we've got these photos.
Right,
Show the
right.
bigger one. That came out pretty cool. Look at that. Oh, there's too much glare.
Alright, well, you guys should be all set. Thank you so much. And then those
you.
downloads should be available after midnight tonight if you scan that QR code, okay?
Okay, thank
No
you.
problem. Y'all have a good rest of your day, okay?
You too. All right,
Bye,
let's get to AC. Even the kids were sweating over there.
Yeah, glad you guys enjoyed it.
So yeah, if you guys ever make it out to San Antonio and do the Riverwalk, take a cool cruise. Yeah, Grayson, please watch where you're stepping, baby. Whew. No, 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 no. Ari. You gotta be careful with some of that stuff. Might get in trouble. Okay, so that's where the bridge was. If you guys know Selena, the movie Selena, that's where this was filmed. So our tour guide didn't really.
People come to San Antonio and they try to reenact the whole thing. Unless it's both right Chinese, classified thing. We good.
Our tour guide didn't talk about this, but that's the bridge where they filmed Selena sitting on the edge.
So all day long, you'll see people up there TikToking like the Selena. You see them up there, they're like, okay, because I'm Selena after the marry you, won't say that. Like, fake, right? Like, so all day long,
He should have been our tour guide. Watch your step.
Okay, so let's go here.
The letter says 79.
All right, let's see. I don't know what else we have planned before we head out, but like I said, I wanted to make sure we got a live stream done here at the Riverwalk. Hope you guys enjoyed that tour. But tip of the day, maybe to not visit during the summer or earlier in the day where the sun is still high and hot. Because even my poor grandbabies were sweating on the boat. Not just me. Here we go again, Bubba Gump. Big tree. Joe's Crab Shack. Oh yeah. He sounds like he would have been a fun tour guide to have on the boat. Likes cracking jokes, the way he presents himself. Don't poop on us. I don't know if my sunburnt, swollen feet can handle too much more walking. But I'm surviving. I probably won't feel the effects of my feet until tomorrow. So the Alamo should be right over there. Well, you can actually see the very top of the building, so it's on the other side of that parking garage. Ah. Oh. Longhorn, elk, buffalo, because it's the Buckhorn Texas Ranger Museum right in there. So I believe, yep, we are getting ready to pass it. Voodoo Donut. This is the donut shop I was talking about at the start of the live stream. There you go. If one of the things, if you got a sweet tooth for sure, but Butterfingering, Ring of Fire, chocolate old-fashioned peanut cake, Memphis Mafia, that's actually the one I got, and I only ate half of it. Maple Blazer Blunt, dirty bastard. Yep. And that's just part of it. Oh. Whew. It is hot. It is hot. And did I mention that it's hot? I don't even know what the temperature is, but I believe that is gonna conclude our live stream. Come on, for today. Thank you guys for those that were hanging out throughout the live stream. If you're watching this as a replay, shout out still to you guys too, because it helps my channel either way. But enjoy the rest of your weekend. Y'all take care. I'll catch you guys on the next video or live stream. And again, thank you. Situus Ma'asi to everybody who's been supporting my channel and all the new members to my channel and subscribers to my channel. Situus Ma'asi. Adios for now. Bye.